What's going on, everyone? It's Marco Hanna, and the brand new MacBook was announced at the Spring Forward event that Apple had back in March. And they were talking about, well, the new Apple Watch. They were also talking about the new Macs. And, well, I got one right over here. So this is the brand new 12-inch MacBook. They brought back the MacBook name, they gave it a Retina display, and they made this thing thinner and lighter than ever. And they only gave it one single port called USB-C. So let's go ahead and unbox, take a first look and first impressions of the brand new Apple MacBook 2015. Now, you guys seem to like my lifestyle unboxing with the G3 VR, and this is also better to get my real first impressions of a product because, well, I really haven't had enough time to write about it. So this is the brand new MacBook. Packaging is very similar to, say, all the other MacBooks that are around. Very similar to iPad, very similar to iPhone, just a typical white box. You guys can see that I got the gold one here. Now, this is the 12-inch. This is the base one at $12.99. It has a LED, or not an LED, an LCD Retina display for resolution of 2304 by 1440. It has a 1.1 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core M with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of internal storage and flash, Intel HD graphics 5300, and it's all with one USB-C port. And really funny enough, it has a 480p front-facing FaceTime camera. Yes, you heard me correct. That is 480p quality, 640 by 480. We are living back in 2007. But I really like that they brought back the MacBook names. Let's go ahead and just slice open this box, or I should say the plastic here. There we go. The sweet smell of brand new, whatever it's called, MacBook or electronic smell. There we go. So let's go ahead and just lift up this lid, and they're always put here by a vacuum suction here. And there is the brand new MacBook. It looks very similar to, well, you say a MacBook Air, but it's gold. And honestly, this looks a whole lot better online. I definitely prefer the Space Gray now since I've seen all of them at the Apple Store. This one's a little on the, I'm not going to say ugly side, but it's definitely, I think I may switch this out for a Space Gray once they're more available here. But here we go, 12-inch MacBook Air, or not MacBook Air, just the MacBook. And boy, oh boy, this thing is absolutely tiny. Really small form factor, right in between 11 and 13 inches of the MacBook Air, and it's super thin. It's much thinner than the MacBook Air, and it's also much lighter, only at 2 pounds. And there is that only one USB Type-C port right over there, and there's also one other port, which is the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on this side. And I'll definitely take a look at that in more detail here in just a second. Now back to the box, we have the USB-C port. This is actually a male-to-male connector here. And actually, these are not connected to the USB or power brick, I should say. These are all separate cords, which is really interesting. And this one actually kind of looks like just an iPad charger if I keep dropping things. Now you guys can see why I like to edit my unboxing videos. Here's the USB brick here. Very similar to the iPad one, but it's a 29-watt charger. I'm not sure how many watts the iPad charger is. But this basically has a USB Type-C port, and you just connect this side, connect it to this thing, and connect it to your Mac, and there you are. You are charging. And you also have this booklet here, and we'll go ahead and open this guy up. It just says MacBook. And look at that! Gold Apple stickers. Not sure how I like that, but you definitely get gold Apple stickers, so I'm guessing that you will get your different color stickers for whichever Mac you have. So you have the Space Gray one, you'll get Space Gray stickers in silver. I'm assuming you'll just get the white Apple stickers that you usually and normally get with a normal Mac. So let's go ahead and just throw this stuff all to the side here and take a closer look at the Mac. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and just lift up this new wrapper. It's not as clear, or it looks a little bit more like cornstarch wrapper, like your phone wrapper on an HTC device or something. But it's definitely different from your normal wrapper that covers your MacBooks, MacBook Airs, and MacBook Pros. But here is the brand new MacBook, and you guys can see it's absolutely tiny. Look how thin that is. This thing is thinner than the thinnest point at the MacBook Air, I believe, or something like that. But Anyway, here's the one USB Type-C port on the left side here, and then if you flip it over to the other side, you'll find the 3.5mm headphone jack that's located to two microphones. And here on the bottom side, it's just basically normal MacBook. But this is all nice and unibody, and they finally replaced that plastic hinge to all aluminum. So it looks like a lot more sleeker, or it feels a lot more high quality. We'll definitely see how these hinges will do, because I know a few of my friends that have a MacBook Air, their hinges really get loose very fast. And here is that new Apple logo. Unfortunately, this does not light up anymore. It's very similar to the iPad logo. It's basically just a gloss. I'm sure this thing will get scratched really easily. But again, Macs really do get scratched very easily because it's aluminum. So let's go ahead and just open this guy up and see how it looks. So we'll just lift it up, and here it is. We'll go ahead and remove this little foam thing. Very new. It's a 12-inch Retina display. Again, 2304 by 1440. Very good resolution, around 225 pixels per inch, somewhere around there. And we also have a full-size keyboard. And one thing that's new with the keyboard is they've actually changed the whole mechanism. Instead of a normal scissor mechanism that was on previous keyboards, just like the keyboard behind it here, this has a new butterfly mechanism. And one thing that's really interesting and strange is the travel is very limited. It feels almost kind of dead, like you don't have a lot of great travel, and it's definitely going to take some time getting used to, because if you're used to any Mac keyboard, they're very known for their clickiness. This does not click nearly as much. Now, it feels very nice and stuff. It feels very precise, is the way that Apple was talking about it, but it definitely does not feel quite as nice to type on as your normal typical Apple keyboard. Also new with the brand new MacBook is this touchpad, which is the Force Touch trackpad, very similar to the one we saw on the 13-inch MacBook Pro we took a look at a couple weeks ago. So we'll go ahead and boot this guy up. All right, so we have it set up here. It's running Yosemite. It's ready to go. And one thing that I can notice right off the bat is really that display. It looks absolutely beautiful. Definitely a huge upgrade from your MacBook Airs. Has much more pixels, many more pixels per inch. But another thing that I really didn't like so far is really still the keyboard. It just feels really awkward. To me, it almost feels like it's actually changed a little bit from the last generation MacBook Pro keyboard and the last generation MacBook Air keyboard. It just feels really different, and sometimes I have to question if I actually pressed a key or not. So again, really that tactile feel from the old keyboard is kind of just gone here. But really, it's been a pretty smooth machine so far. I mean, this is definitely not an editing machine. You're not going to be expected to do 4K video editing here, but just your normal typical web browsing and perhaps a couple applications. You could probably do a little bit of iMovie editing and maybe some photo editing on Apple's iPhoto. Or the Photos app now, that's what it's called. But it's really a very interesting little notebook, has no fan, it's very lightweight. I'm sure it will get a little warm because it doesn't have a fan and it's completely aluminum. But we'll just have to see how this really performs over the next couple of days and over the next week or so. And perhaps I'll give you guys a full review of this little MacBook and see how it does over the next couple of days. So make sure to leave me some comments below what you want to see on the brand new MacBook. And the one thing I want to show you guys before I end this video is the brand new USB Type-C connector that you will get with the MacBook. This is what it looks like. It's reversible. It kind of looks like a larger lightning cable without any of the pins on the outside. And again, it's kind of going to be the next generation of connectors on all the brand new Macs. And it starts here on the brand new MacBook. All right, again, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave your comments below. Also subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And let me know what kind of videos you want to see on the brand new MacBook, talking about the display, the keyboard, the 480p camera, which I'm sure I'm going to be mentioning a whole lot of times on Twitter and also here on YouTube. But again, my name is Marco Hanna, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.